Hi, I read a book. This is the book, Water Moon, by Samantha Sotto Yambao. I read it described as magical realism. Everything kind of feels like it could be happening in your or my day-to-day life, but everything that's happening is utterly fantastical. So it's kind of doing both. This magical realism is playing out in a world just behind or beside the world that you and I live in. Our introduction to this world is through a pawn shop, and the new pawn shop's new owner, Hannah, she's taking over for her dad. It's been in the family. She very quickly in the story links up with a guy from our world. He is a scientist. He's a physicist, and he gets into the pawn shop that Hannah lives and works in by trying to open the door to a ramen restaurant in Japan, I believe in Tokyo. And he opens that door and steps into not the ramen restaurant dining room like he's expecting. He steps into this pawn shop. The adventure goes from there. And it goes all throughout this world that Hannah lives in, this sort of world behind our world. The two of them kind of create that magical realism because she's from this fantastical world and is familiar with it and sort of is our guide through that world. But he is from our world, and so we're kind of experiencing that world through his eyes because, we can relate to the things that are wondrous to him or the things that sort of break his reality because, we relate to his reality. The book felt dreamy, very ethereal. There's sort of a softness to the fantasy. And the book is exploring these themes of like regret, choices, like the pawn shop. The pawn shop trades in one thing, the pawn shop trades in choices. Things that people regret, things that people can't let go of. They come into this pawn shop unintentionally and get the opportunity to pawn a regret. And so the story and the world deal with other themes in this way. Things like prayer, things like hope and dreams, things like fate, things like fear, and things like love. Yeah. The other strong feeling I had reading the book was mystery. The two main characters maintain a sense of mystery the entire novel through. Like, kind of, do I really know them? Do I really understand their motivations? Something feels held back, and that sense remains true all the way up until like the last few pages. It's amazing. The plot has that same sense of mystery, and in some like mystery or thriller situations, there's this like it's drawing you through the book like with such intensity, like I have to find out what happens. The tension in this was a little softer. It was there, it pulled me through the book, but it was just something you could kind of ride with, and everything else going on was so interesting that I was able to just surf that tension through the book, and it did resolve at the end. Yeah, really cool. I really enjoyed it. Would really recommend it. A water moon. They go into that symbolism in the book too, and that's really cool. All right. Woo. Thanks for listening. I had a lot of fun reading the book. I had fun talking to you guys about it. So hopefully you'll check me out next time. I'll do this again with the next thing I read. Okay, goodbye.